And you know what? They do that, and they can defend your wife or your family without having a matching number on the base of a bullet that matches with a cartridge casing. I mean, that's not about the effectiveness of a round of ammunition. That's about making sure the numbers match up. Now, I want to move on because we've got a lot of stuff to talk about here. In your patent information, you say, quote, in general, no governmental agency would be required to supervise the test cartridge firing and to retain the information in a central repository or database. Instead, ammunition having an identifying mark could be conveniently tracked through a chain of supply in a manner similar to ordinary inventory tracking, so that the costs associated with tracking the ownership of the marked ammunition are widely distributed. So, again, no governmental agency would be required to supervise the test cartridge firing and to retain the information in a central repository or database. Section 4 of your proposed legislation says that it would establish a, quote, ammunition encoding database. So how do you explain the difference between what you're proposing in your patent and then the real-world legislation that you're proposing?
Well, we have never professed ourselves to be either ballistics or automation or laser experts. And if you have ever spent any money in a patent attorney's office, they speak a language that is nigh on to something that I'm unfamiliar with. But that is not an excuse for discrepancies between the proposed legislation and the existing language in our patent coverage. And I will personally take a look at that to find out why that says what it says and why there is a discrepancy between. Oftentimes, we have discovered in the legislatures and in talking to the various lawmakers that there is some confusion between what we have been trying to propose and ballistic fingerprinting. And every time we run across that, we attempt to correct it immediately. And it sounds to me like there is a contentious point there that you have brought to my attention, and I will take care of it.
Russ, this is legislation that was drafted by Gordon Thomas Honeywell Government Affairs that is on the website for ammunitionaccountability.org. If there is a discrepancy, it doesn't exist between the state legislatures who are pushing these bills and the patent. Now, and to that end, I guess let's talk about this website, ammunitionaccountability.org. What is your association or the Ammo Encoding Systems Association with ammunitionaccountability.org?
Ammunitionaccountability.org is a website constructed by our lobbying firm of Gordon Thomas Honeywell.
Okay, so this is, in essence, another website for the legislation that you would like to see passed.
Absolutely.
Okay, so are you paying? Are you paying for this website?
We absolutely pay for the website. We claim ownership to both websites. They are intimately associated with each other, and our intent has always been to be absolutely transparent with this in every way possible.
Okay, there's no link whatsoever from ammunitionaccountability.org to Ammo Encoding Systems at all on either website. You are aware of that, right?
Yes, I am. Would you like us to put a link on there?
Well, I mean, you talk about...
No, I'm asking you a question. Would you like us to put a link on there?
Well, you're the one who brought up transparency. I mean, how transparent... What steps have you taken to maintain the transparency?
We have never shirked from talking about this issue for the last 5 years. I personally went and talked to the NRA staff members at the National Sheriff's Show in Seattle 5 years ago. I went to the International Association of Chiefs of Police in Los Angeles 4 years ago.
But again, in terms of public transparency, someone going to ammunitionaccountability.org is not going to be able to readily tell that this is being paid for by your company, correct?
Would you like the link?
No,
on there?
yes, Russ, I'm asking. You're the one who said that there's public transparency here. How is there public transparency if you go to one of these websites? There's no information connecting one to the other. I just don't see that as very transparent. What you do with your website, Russ, is up to you. I'm not here to tell you one way or the other how to conduct your business. I'm merely asking these questions. Now, okay.
We'll be delighted to put the cross links on there. Well, if that would aid in what you view as transparency, you know, we have the website, we have the email links. On our website, you'll see the contact information. You certainly were able to get a hold of me to conduct this interview.
Yep.
I think that there's no question. I've been interviewed by Gun Digest. I've been interviewed by a couple of newspapers on the East Coast. I'm thinking that we're beyond the threshold of transparency.
Okay. Now, who are the on the ammunitionaccountability.org website? You mentioned that there are public policy experts associated with that .org website. Who are some of these public policy experts that have signed on to the idea of bullet serialization?
You mean, for example, the retired law enforcement officers that we have that we consult with on a regular basis? Or
well, no, because you mentioned those separately. I'm public policy experts. I mean, that's a separate group that you identify as being in support of the bullet serialization. I'm just wondering if you have any public policy experts that you could let us know are in support of this.
I will get public policy experts. I will send you our complete list, and then you can publish that on your website.
Great. Appreciate it. Now, have any groups such as the Legal Community Against Violence, Violence Policy Center, Brady Campaign, or any other groups that are commonly considered gun control groups, have they contributed financially or in any other way, shape, or form in helping to get this legislation introduced?
No. We are a private enterprise. Currently, we would consider ourselves not for profit. We'd like to see that change someday. We have talked with a variety of pro-gun and anti-gun groups, and we have not endeavored to make a liaison with anyone. We want this to be an issue that is debated and argued and adjusted as needed, but we have no relationships with anyone regarding this issue other than the support staff that we employ at Gordon Thomas Honeywell.
Okay. In this
now, wait a minute. Getting back to that transparency thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have talked to various members of the Brady campaign at the same trade shows that I talked to with the NRA staffers and the SAMI group and the National Shooting Sports people. In fact, Brady and the Million Mom March in California a couple of years ago came out in support of serialized ammunition, and that, to my knowledge, is the only support that they have provided for us.
Okay. All right. Now, on the Ammunition Accountability website and also on the Ammo Encoding Systems website, you mentioned a license fee per round that would be charged to the manufacturers, and those costs would be passed on to consumers. What type of license fee are you looking at per round?
We have discussed and this is where the wheels come off of the capitalist society. We have been entertained by financial planners, stockbrokers, bond brokers, business valuation people, and quite frankly, for me personally, it's like looking at hieroglyphs on the side of a pyramid. I don't understand all these parameters. We have talked about a tenth of a penny to a fifth of a penny around for the royalty. Whether that pans out, it's completely in speculation.
Okay, so anywhere from
it'd be nice. It'd be nice to make money on this deal. It really would. This is America. We believe in capitalism. It'd be nice to have a return on our investment and for the years we put in on this.
Well, I got to tell you, Russ, there are a lot of gun owners out there who say that you're going to be making money off of breaking the back of the ammunition manufacturers, who say that they simply cannot do this without completely retooling. Again, I'm referring to the testimony of folks like Tommy Milner from Remington, who say it's going to require completely redesigning their factories in order to implement this process. And
I would point out, in fairness to all parties, there is this yet undiscovered truth between what we have been told by the automation and the marking and tagging industry that, like I said, is a global enterprise.
What does that mean, a great undiscovered truth? I mean, honestly, what does that mean? In order to find that great undiscovered truth, you're going to have legislators mandate that ammunition manufacturers try and do this, and if the great undiscovered truth is that the ammunition manufacturers are correct, then they're out of business. I mean, that's the great undiscovered truth that's out there?
No.